Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today, like moths to a flame, we return to Arena to watch TaToH playing as the Bulgarians in red marshal his forces against the Viper playing as the Armenians in blue. Now, while the players herd their herdables explore their immediate enclosed off surroundings and try to go up to Feudal Age, most likely Castle Age, as fast as possible, let's take a look at the Civ matchup we'll be watching today. The Bulgarians, what I like to call a cost-cutting civilization. Their militia line upgrades are free. Think the way the Turks get scouts to light cav to hussars, the exact same thing, but for militia line units. That's what the Bulgarians get. Now, their blacksmith upgrades, their siege workshop upgrades also cost 50% less food. Their blacksmiths work twice as fast, almost twice as fast as normal, and their town centers cost 50% less stone, which is great, because the Bulgarians can focus their stone expenditures on their unique structure, the Krepost. Now think of the Krepost as a mini castle, similar to the Sicilian donjon, except it's more expensive, but also comes with more HP, a higher attack, and tankier armor. It also provides 20 population space and can only be built starting in Castle Age, unlike the donjon, which can be built starting in Feudal. Now, once you've saved all your resources, you can invest them in building a pretty powerful army. Even though Bulgarians don't get champions, they can upgrade their two-handed swordsmen to be very, very tanky with a huge +5 melee armor boost. I repeat, +5 melee armor boost. May not be very relevant against the Armenians, but you never know what you can see in high elo games. Now, they can also turn their cavalry Japanese by upgrading them to attack 33% faster, which is fantastic news for their unique unit, the Conic. This is a 2-for-1 unit that starts out as a tanky, powerful, flail-wielding cavalry unit that actually transforms into a, let's say, less tanky, but still powerful infantry unit when it dies. That is the Bulgarian civilization. Looks like TaToH pulling his boar. Let's pivot our eye to the right side of the map, where the Viper, playing as the Armenians, settles his economy and gets it up and running. The Armenians, very much an infantry civilization with a few pretty cool units. Now, to start with, all Armenian infantry get extra line of sight and are available in Age earlier once you hit Feudal Age. What does that mean? That means they get long swordsmen and pikemen in Feudal, two-handed swordsmen, champions, and halberdiers in Castle Age. Now, these same infantry units, except for the spearman line units, can be upgraded to get a massive +30 HP boost. And their first unique unit, the Warrior Priest, blurs the line between Man of War and Man of the Cloth, being an infantry unit that can actually heal friendly units and gather relics. Now, to support their slower moving bipedal army on the battlefield, the Armenians can field a second unique unit, the Composite Bowman. Lots and lots of chatter, lots of discussion about this unit. This is a foot archer whose attack actually ignores all land unit armor except for siege units. Think of it as a Lithuanian Latus with a bow and arrow. Where do those villagers go there for a second? In any event, to help the Armenians get their military-industrial complex up and running as fast as possible, their first fortified church gets a free relic. Their mule carts are 25% cheaper, and all mule cart technologies are 25% more effective, which means more productive Armenian miners and lumberjacks. So those are the two civilizations. I am always excited lately to watch the Armenians on Arena. For those of you who have watched my casts, you know what I'm about to say about the 3-part meta of Arena. Generally, maps of this nature, and by that I mean closed maps. I'm going to zoom out. Apologies, as always, to someone on a smaller screen, but the point is being made that this is a closed map where you start behind walls, barricaded, if you will. There are 5 relics. Stage 1 of the game, everyone rushes their butts up to Castle Age. Once they hit Castle, stage 1 is over. Then they start fighting over the actual relics until all 5 are gathered, at which point stage 2 is over, and then stage 3 begins. What am I hearing growling kind of from a bear here? Stage 3 begins, where the players just build big ol' armies and try to bash each other's brains out in 1s and 0s on the computer screen. By the way, what the heck is this? Not something we see every day. A bit of a Romeo and Juliet love story here between a pile of stone and a pile of gold. Both players are out on the map. So, as I was saying, always curious these days to watch Armenians, because remember, they get warrior priests, which do a lot better against scout units and a lot better against, let's say, spearman line units than a monk, for example. and they are pretty damn cool, and they're changing the meta in terms of closed maps. When you see Armenians, they can fight back, which a monk can't do besides the attempt at a conversion. So we'll see if the Viper goes for the relics. I'm assuming he is. He's going up to Feudal Age very much ahead of his opponent, confident that he can hit Castle quicker as well than his opponent, who at the moment has 700 food. So we know what that means. TaToH is building up his settlement, his economy, so that the second he hits Feudal, 2 structures will be plopped down somewhere. I mean, I clicked my mouse here and here just because it looks like he's building a bit of a wall off here. But we know what happens in this map. They hit Feudal, they put down 2 structures immediately, and then they rush their butts up to Castle Age. Although, take a look at the Viper. He's going to be hitting Feudal, not exactly with 800 food, 200 gold, but 600 food is not bad at all. And he still has, it looks like, how many sheep? Just the 1 sheep. But with 3 additional farms, I don't expect him to take very long to head up to Castle Age. Market, blacksmith for him, he is a minute ahead of his opponent, having gone up with 3 fewer villagers. Now that kind of makes sense with a villager taking 25 seconds to train. So when you multiply that by 3, about a minute 15 seconds. So not a surprise there that he hit Feudal Age a bit ahead of his opponent, who is now building a barracks. Now ideally what you want to do is time the completion of the barracks so that it completes right when you hit Feudal Age. And look at that, he's not even in Feudal. The Viper's already clicked up to Castle Age. Oh man, is he going to plop down a fortified church if I had to guess? And he is going to go after the relics ASAP. But TaToH, the Bulgarian, already a stable, already a market. The second he's complete, take a look, he's got 10 gold to go and 40 food to go. So by the time these 2 structures finish up, he's going to have the resources needed to click up. Plus, has the Viper built any military infrastructure? No, he is not. Now, normally when I don't see a barracks, somebody commented on the previous game that I casted of the Viper in Arena, where he didn't have a barracks. And I said, well, he doesn't really want to contest the relics. The difference here is the Viper's already seen 2 relics. You know what? He brought his scout back again. We've seen the Viper do this before. He brings his scout back after just looking at the immediate vicinity. Oh, how sour is this, by the way? Look at the relic. Literally right here. Oh my goodness gracious. So whether or not he has a barracks is in this game with the Armenians a little irrelevant, because we'll see if he plops down a fortified church. I suspect he will. Always happy to be proven wrong, but this time our Bulgarian is going to have cavalry units out, and he's only a minute and 15 seconds, almost exactly a minute and 15 seconds. So the Viper has maintained the exact same lead he had going into Feudal, going into Castle. So where is he placing for now? Nothing. Oh, never mind. Oh, interesting. A very interesting location for this fortified church. Okay, okay. And like I said, the lack of a barracks on any other civilization here would make me question whether or not the Viper wanted to get relics. But now he unlike the other game, he is out on the map. Still hasn't seen this relic. That's so annoying. But immediately, 2 warrior priests are being trained. How many relics has TaToH seen? 1, 2, 3. Oh, look at that. He hasn't seen the one that's literally right here. And he also hasn't seen, oh my god, even more sour. He also hasn't seen the one that the Viper hasn't seen. Goodness gracious, that is a pretty fun little lack of vision for both players. The healing emoji. Oh my god, the healing animation. Pretty damn cool. Now, technically, remember, warrior priests, they do come with monk armor, which means that these scouts are still going to do +6 damage to them. Unfortunately for TaToH, unlike a monk, these guys come with 80 HP and an 11 attack. Oh, look at this. This scout is basically invincible. Every time it takes one... Oh, it looks like it got pushed back a little bit there. It takes a bit of an attack. It does a little bit of damage. And then it runs right back around. But these are light cav now. Now their attack bonus is a +10 against monk armor. Why isn't he taking this relic? Why isn't he taking it? At least bring it a few tiles back. Okay, there you go. 4 warrior priests. Okay, this one didn't get the memo that he should be hauling ass back to the monastery or fortified church. By the way, A 6th relic has been generated on the map for free for the Armenians. Have they seen the relics yet? This is amazing. This is like, I mean, usually there's 1 relic they don't see in a very narrow strip of land. In this case, 2. And I don't think the Viper's even scouted that far ahead. No, he has not. So let's see how this all plays out. He is getting Sanctity. In the meantime, he is not upgrading anything because he doesn't have any military buildings. Okay, the Viper, having trained a few warrior priests, said that, you know, that's good enough for me. And now he sends one to gather the only other relic that he sees out on the map. But chasing TaToH, he has discovered the 3rd relic, the one that is close to his opponent's base. And let's see how far TaToH takes this. I mean, I'm surprised he's only trained 7 light cavalry units. It's a good amount. I shouldn't say I'm surprised. There's a lot of food investment now, also husbandry as well. Ooh, they are heading here, but the Viper is already absconded with the relic. Now, if you're any civ other than the Cumans and the Goths, do not worry about destroying a piece of your own wall to get in, because imagine if he took that relic and had to head back to the gate. That warrior priest would not be making it home. Those light cavalry units would have definitely managed to kill. For now, though, kills 2-0. Relic count 3-0 for our Armenian, who continues to be out on the map. Now adds another light cavalry. Okay. So as you can see, they can fight back. Well, let me know in the comments. What do you prefer? Do you prefer a monk / warrior priest unit that can fight back, or one that can convert its enemy units? Because I don't think warrior priests can convert any enemy units. They can heal, they can carry relics, but they cannot convert. There are 2 last relics out on the map. It looks like our Bulgarian did manage to take the one that was very close to his base. And now the Viper, happy to sit on 3 relics. Why is he not scouting the map? I mean, this is just, again, I come back to it for the last time, just absolutely atrocious, the luck of the draw in terms of scouting. And now he sees, oh, he sees the tip of the army here on the left as well. So he immediately goes there. He knows that those light cavalry units are providing cover for something, but he knows also, I think, that he can't really get much done. Although, to be honest, he can run this unit right by these other light cavalry units. They could put, that scout could have potentially gotten that monk. The monks don't move fast, and the light cav aren't going to be able to stop this scout. They'll get a few whacks off at him, but they're not going to kill him. Neither player, I'm looking at the top right of our minimap, has discovered the last relic. That's hilarious. So both of them a little bit in the dark, as yet another warrior priest will fall to these light cavalry units. Or maybe not. Oh, he's getting healed by a group of 6 warrior priests. And look at that. TaToH with 4 kills to none, but has fallen behind in the relic count. He's exploring the southern reaches of the map, thinking perhaps it's there. But we all know it is not. And now with their double-fisted hatchet knife combo, the warrior priests fight back. They get a good number. It looks like 3 scouts. But ultimately, the bonus against them betrays them, and the kill count now stands at a massive 11-3. And now there's a ram moving forward. All right. Let's see what our Bulgarian has been up to in the meantime while they were fighting for relics. By the way, we are still in stage 2 of the game, although the players might be treating this like stage 3, because I don't think either of them knows where that last relic is. An emergency backup fortified church being built here for the Viper. He does not want to lose control of these relics. He does not want his opponent to have 6 relics to 0. Warrior priests popping out to the south, then they pop out to the north and immediately attack the battering ram. They're doing a good amount of damage here. I believe they do not come with any kind of bonuses. No, none whatsoever. So all the players disengage. I interrupted myself. He's got 3 town centers, does our Bulgarian. 67 villagers to 59. Army count, he's still in the lead. And he's got his military infrastructure up and running. A barracks, a stable, a siege workshop. What does the Viper have? Also 3 town centers, very much in the forward position. Now getting a university as well. He's finally got a blacksmith and a barracks. So infantry is the name of the game for our Armenian who at the moment is just happy to go with warrior priests. Not too sure about that strategy, especially when you've seen your opponent has these units out on the map with a massive attack bonus against you. And where are you going? Krepos drop. Okay. He's going to wall these villagers. So TaToH has seen that his opponent is going heavy on the warrior priest. Says, you know what beats warrior priest? The combo of scorpions and light cavalry units, the Krepos. It's halfway up. Will it go up? There's a lot of warrior priests here targeting these villagers. The fortified church also targeting the villagers. This looks like it might not go up. It's only at 82%. 2 villagers left. One, okay, one secures himself here. The other one has to abscond, but she'll be saved, I think. Yeah, wow. Fantastic play here out of TaToH, who saves both of the last villagers, and the Krepos is up. Now, fortified churches, this one will fire 3 arrows because it's got 3 relics inside, but that will definitely not be a Krepos with 2600 HP that attacks on an 11 compared to this attack of a 5, and in comes more siege. But the Viper says, yeah, I like the idea of dropping big, fat, juicy defensive structures in your face. You did it to me, the bear, the bear. It attacks downwards. The bear market. Stock references for all of us investment bros. Ooh, looks like he looks like he killed his own unit there. Oh my god, TaToH's got 2 kills, 2 of them his own unit. His own team, his own his own units, not a team game. And now we're getting Conics mixed into the game, but also if you want to go Conics, oh no, he's inside the base and he's parked his light cavalry unit so the gate can't close. Now take a look at Conics. The cool thing about them, I say cool as someone who's not playing the game, their attack speed is shit. 2.4 seconds delay. You need, if you're going Conics, to get the stirrup upgrade, because that'll change their attack from 2.4 seconds delay to 1.8, which actually makes them a viable, very powerful cavalry unit. The Viper says, no rating for you. First, amazing, beautiful castle. Drops a second is dropping, and he's brought his mule cart. The versatility of this mule cart is off the charts. After this, I'm assuming he's just going to move it here. And then he's going to mine the gold, not having to build anything, not having to pay for anything, repairing the house with 5 villagers. Yeah, these warrior priests have to be very, very careful. There's still some light cab mixed into here. And even without the light cab, I think the Conics, with their 120 HP, 14 attack, are definitely going to ransack and kill those warrior priests. Is he continuing to damage his own unit? Okay, no, they move out of the way. And a second Krepos, and the Bulgarians no mule cart, so he has to plop down a mining camp while this donkey's head, oh look at that, just peeking out from underneath the castle. So the Viper is here with 2 castles. He's an Imperial. TaToH is making no attempt to go up to Imperial. He is continuing to train villagers, produce villagers. Now he's going more light cab, more Conic. Yeah, no, he doesn't want to go up to Imperial. He's happy to stay at castle. He knows he's breached his opponent's base. He knows his opponent either cut corners or invested all of his energy into getting the 1800 resources needed to go up to Imperial, which means that his military can't possibly be strong. And he is absolutely correct. The Viper is mixing in some of these awesome composite bowmen. There's really nothing here to destroy. Okay, they're going straight after the villagers. But with a base attack of 4, you're going to need a lot more than 3. You're going to need a lot more than 5, especially when they have got no upgrades. But right as I finish saying that, they do get a +1 attack in range. So usually, when one player rushes up to Imperial Age, the battering ram tries to close in on the Trebs, but the villagers have other plans. Usually when a player rushes up to Imperial Age, the player who's in castle's got 2 choices. And I say this, I repeat myself quite a lot, as you guys know. Either rush up to Imperial yourself to meet them and greet them ASAP, or just double down on castle and produce a huge amount of units And it looks like our Bulgarian is doing exactly that, unless he's got Imperial Age queued up behind here, unless he somehow gathered the resources needed to, and I didn't see, which is also a possibility. He is not going up to Imperial anytime soon, so he has doubled down on Castle Age, and now the Trebs are in trouble. Oh, if he loses these Trebs, he can't. He doesn't have the gold. Okay, just now gets the gold. Loses a Treb, loses a second Treb. Oh, no. This is absolutely terrible for the Viper. And now TaToH will abscond because there's literally nothing these units can do. A few composite bowmen with 5 range. Now, okay, now 6 range. They're not going to get too much accomplished. I love, by the way, that no one has taken this last relic, even though the Viper has seen it. Has TaToH seen it? Still not. But he has busted in here, and look at the Viper. He's walled himself in into a corner here as close as a can of sardines. TaToH pushing through the back, TaToH pushing in the front, but the Viper, a nice, bigger, fatter defensive structure. But look at his wood count. After this Treb, actually, where is the Treb? Is he training the Treb in this position? Ooh, I don't know about that. I thought he for sure would have trained it here so that he can attack these Kreposts. I don't know if that was a mistake or if that was deliberate, because number one, this Treb's not doing anything. And look at the cavalry out of our Bulgarian. Do they have stirrups? No, they don't. He is not even investing in upgrades at the moment. Okay, except for infantry upgrades. Okay, so he wants those dismounted conics to be a little bit better. But I think this was a mistake by the Viper. Yeah, I think he probably wanted to train that Treb here. Okay, yeah, I definitely wanted to train that Treb, but is it peeking over the line? Can it be attacked by the Krepost? I don't know. Things are not great here for our Armenian, who is down half the villager count, and he's getting Bracer. He's doubling down on composite bowmen, but his mining colony here gets caught out. Now, I don't know composite bowmen against the conic. Remember, this is a twofer unit, so when it falls, there's this guy behind it that pops out with how much HP? 45 only. But that's still 165 total HP. I don't know where TaToH is running his... Oh, but without... without ballistics. This guy didn't take a single bit of damage right up until the end. Oh, that's so sour. That was almost a perfect run there. And now he's closing in on the second last Treb. The Viper has cleaned up, it looks like, the army at home. The question is, how much did it cost? Like in the oh my god, what's the name of the Avengers movie? Not Endgame. Oh, what's the one before Endgame? When they asked Thanos what did it cost, and he says everything. Right? They asked Thanos. In any event, the Viper holds at home, but it cost him everything. And yeah, okay, not surprising. What a bonkers game! Holy shit! Right from the very beginning, I thought we'd see a lot of shenanigans out of our Armenian with those warrior priests, and the Viper really doubled down on them. I mean, beyond gathering relics, are they that good of a unit? I mean, I would say yes. It seems to me to be a fairly light infantry unit with an 11 attack and able to heal other units. The problem is you're going up against a cavalry civilization, or at least a cavalry play by a civilization that has a +10 attack bonus against your unit. Now, these guys are super cool. We got to see them. Unfortunately, not en masse. So our Bulgarian, just look at the numbers. 34 army count to 10, 154 villager count to 61. The gutting of the Viper's economy here. I think these were military units. And look at this guy just hanging out here with his flail, his Morning Star. I think losing control of this patch, not getting this other relic, and ultimately just not being able to fight on multiple fronts. The Viper, he was behind initially. TaToH had, what, 4 kills, 5, 6, 7 kills to 0, 11 to 3 at some point. And the Viper chose to do 2 things that I think ultimately betrayed him. Number one, drop 2 castles with literally no follow-up. A few Trebs and a few composite bowmen were all that were here ever. And number 2, rushing up to Imperial. I get why he rushed up to Imperial. You need Trebs to gun down, to destroy these Kreposts. But 1,800 resources, 1,000 food, 800 gold. Could have trained a lot of warrior priests. And I think he had a good wood pile, so also a lot of composite bowmen. In any event, though, I think also the mistake of training that third Treb over here as opposed to over here. Ultimately, like I said, he does manage to clean up his base. There's no Bulgarian human presence here. It's all defensive structures, which if the Viper seizes on momentum can destroy very quickly. He's got enough resources for one more Treb, but what are you going to do with 2 Trebs? You've got no army. You've got 9 composite bowmen. Where are they, by the way? We've seen 3 here, 4, 5. Where are the others? Oh, there's a few back home. Oh, yeah, he used them to kill these Bulgarian units that were trying to get into his wood line. But ultimately, wow, TaToH with the push, with getting those warrior priests, he really contested the relics. I don't know, the Viper, does he not want to get relics? Why does he pull back his scouts? Somebody in the chat, let me know. Maybe you've seen him play live. Maybe you understand his play style better than I do. Why does he always just scout his immediate surroundings and then pull back his scout into his base? Why does he never continue to scout around the map, I wonder? Or maybe it's just a few games that I've seen. You know, trying to figure out a player's play style after only 2 arena games is a silly thing to do. So if you know the answer, if you suspect you know the answer, or if you've got an opinion at all, let me know in the comments below. But what we know is that TaToH just absolutely non-stop pressure. Look at him. He's out on the map. He's controlling everything. For a brief, shiny moment, the Viper had control of some of these resources, but ultimately our Bulgarian just overwhelmed him. 31 light cav, 35 composite bowmen, peak APM middle of the game, peak APM, holy moly, Hera levels right towards the end of the game. No wonder he's microing on 3 different fronts. The economy has to be a huge difference. Yeah, look at that. Our Bulgarian, just with a few light cavalry units in the earlier stages of the game, managed to push back our Armenians so much. Just look at that difference. That's a 40% difference in economy. That's massive. And relic gold not really playing a role, although ultimately our Armenian did gather more gold than his opponent. No conversions for anyone. Kill count, can't imagine it being too high in such a short game, 117 to 73. But look at that. The real story, 47 villagers killed. Now, even if you were to add the 47 back to the 61, you get 108, which is nowhere close to our Bulgarian's economy. Now, do I think our Bulgarian went a little bit too enthusiastic into the economy? Maybe with 154 villagers. He's completely expanded here. He's completely expanded to the south. We see the settlement over here. I wonder if he expected a lot more raiding out of our Armenian, but in any event, these 154 gave him an absolute beast of an economic lead, and with that economic lead, he just pumped out Conics light cav, knowing that our Armenian is going to go with warrior priests initially, and that's basically all she wrote. Look at our Armenian base. There's no military infrastructure here whatsoever. The Viper relying on composite bowmen, which, to be honest, not a bad thing to do. We've seen them demolish armies for the last few weeks since they've come out. They've demolished everything left, right, and center. Now, Conics could potentially be a different situation with 120 HP. Then they get reborn in the circle of Age of Empires life with 45 HP. So you're dealing with 2 units instead of 1, which may, you know, clog up the works. But we never really got to find out. There was never really a big, huge clump of composite bowmen. These 3 have 6 skills, which is cool. But ultimately, the composite bowmen, the warrior priests, the awesome location, by the way, super fun location for that fortified church, didn't help the Viper, who just falls way too far behind economically with the never-ending raiding of the Bulgarian, the never-ending push of the Bulgarian. We saw a ram making its way all the way across the map in the earlier stages of the game. And with that push, it is TaToH who takes this game. But GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.